Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. In this episode, we're going to learn a little bit about transformations. You might have wondered how to flip images in Photoshop, how to turn things around, how to turn things backwards, how to rotate them, how to warp things. We'll do some funky stuff in this episode. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm gonna open up that man again from the last episode. Right, we've got this man. I'm gonna quickly unlock the layer, select all parts of the man, holding down the shift key to make sure we don't start new selections every time we take our hand off the mouse. I'm gonna right click, select inverse. I'm gonna hit the delete key. I think we got a little too much. Let me just undo this. And again, if you've selected too much or if you've not selected enough, you can just press the minus or remove or subtract from selection. I'm just going to subtract from selection because we have the selected inverse. We have this marker. And again, this is simple math. It's understanding what's inside versus what's outside. I'm going to hit the delete key and I'm going to press Command D or Control D to clean out the layer. I'm going to create a new layer. And one cool way to create a layer, if you guys are too busy, if you don't want to remember keyboard shortcuts, is to just press this button here. That's it. It's a really cool way to create a layer. I'm going to bring the layer down. I'm going to, fill this in with maybe a nice shade of maybe green, just so that you guys can see. I'm going to click back on this layer so that we're able to select the man. Remember, for you to select anything or move anything, you need to be on the layer that something's on, right? And one of the things I suggest, in case you guys are having problems, is to remove the auto select. Some people have auto select checked on. Remove it. It's not a very good idea. So leave it away, right? So just click remove it. Now, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you all the ways you can transform something. So let's just move this guy into the center. And we know how to start transformation, which is Control plus T. So we've started the transform, right? We could move this guy up or down. Let's make this guy a little smaller. Let's put him in the center. We're going to rotate him a little bit so we know how to do rotations. But one very interesting thing to do is that when you're in the transform tool and something's being transformed, you can actually right click. So if you right click, you learn that you can do a lot more. So I've right clicked and I'm going to click on flip horizontal, and that flips him the other way around, right? So it's flip horizontal. So now this man is facing the other direction, or rather facing you from another direction, looking dapper as usual. Right click, and I'm going to show you a little more about transformation. I'm going to show you the distort and the warp and the perspective tools. They're all similar, and learning about distort is good enough for a start. So we'll right click and we'll click on distort, right? Now, as you can see, nothing's changed, but if I move one of these sides, the man moves in a weird way. So you can actually distort, it removes the association between that pixel and, or rather that side of the image and the other sides. It can create a little bit of perspective, and I can right click, I can move from distort to something like skew or perspective or warp, and you can play around with all this. This is homework. They're all very similar. Warp is a little more advanced. When you click on warp, it actually splits the layer into 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections, and you can actually play with each individual section. So I can click here and I can warp this area. I can click here and I can warp this area, right? And it's cool. It allows you to do a lot of awesome stuff. Okay, and whenever you want to end the transformation, hit the enter key, right? That's all you have to do. So if you hit the enter key, you should be good enough. We don't need this Photoshop. So this allows you to do a lot of subtle manipulations. Maybe you want to put, an image on a coffee cup, or you want to put an image on a box and the box is slightly tilted. Then you can play with distort and warp to do some good stuff. So this is how you do it. One cool tip is that you can also do this using the edit menu. Like I said, there are menus here. You might think, hey, what's going on all these menus? And the thing is, a lot of what we've been doing, transforming, flipping, selecting, you can do it via these menus as well. But I've been teaching you to stay off the menus and do it by yourself. So you can actually click on edit and you can click on transform and you can say, rotate 180 degrees, right? And that flips this person around. And then one last cool trick in the edit menu, you can click on the edit menu and you can click on something called puppet warp, right? Just going to click on that. And as you can see, it's just like warp, except it gives you a lot more points to play with. And this, it works exactly like pins. So you have to set up pins so that the image doesn't move. For example, if I just clicked here, right, I created a pin here and I move this, the entire image moves. So let's add another pin, right? It's exactly like, you had some stretchy fabric and you placed pins. So I'm going to place a pin here, I'm going to place a pin here, and now I'm going to try to move this pin. And as you can see, the other pins don't let it move, right? So I'm going to just make this person a little bigger. So yeah, you can just play with this, press enter to end the transformation. And as you can see, I made a mockery out of this wonderful gentleman. But that's it for the transform and all the things you can do with transform. You can flip things around, you can distort them, you can change the perspective, you can skew them a little bit. It's fun to play with the transformation tools. Play with it, get some cool stuff done. Bye-bye.